Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the session. Thank you for coming. My name is Daykin, and I'm going to be talking to you about how we can digitize cooperative banks. So there are a couple of areas that we're going to touch upon and some of the solutions that we have from Infibeam Avenues. Okay, so I think it's no secret that today digital transactions are growing by leaps and bounds. This is, thoroughly encouraged by the Digital India initiatives that the government is pushing forward. We have the entire Jandan stack and all the other various tools that the government has given us to keep pushing digital transactions, the most famous one, of course, being UPI. Having said that, the cooperative banks, this digital transformation has been mostly led by some of the largest scheduled commercial banks like your HDFC banks, your ICICI banks, some of your what we call the TPAP applications, which is your Google Pay, your Phone Pay. But the digitization and the digital transaction volumes have not really come out of the cooperative banking sector as much as they've come out of other scheduled commercial banking sectors. But this is changing rapidly because obviously we see a huge potential in the number of people that the rural banking and the cooperative banking sector are actually serving today, which is most of India, because the top banks are only targeting people in the metros really and who they see as desirable, but cooperative banks are actually targeting people at the grassroots level. And these are people who can really benefit from digital transactions and joining Digital India and coming out from Bharat. So that's where we see a massive uptake of digital transactions and a huge potential for cooperative banks to scale and do this. Okay, so why do they need to increase their digital transactions? As I mentioned earlier, with the push for UPI, credit card, debit card transactions in India, we feel that a large portion of India is being left behind. There are plenty of underbanked or undigitized customers sitting within cooperative banking ecosystems who can become part of Digital India. And I think the channel or the methodology to do that is quite clear. It is the UPI stack that we're looking at. Okay, customers are getting more and more exposed to digital transactions. They're saying, hey, we're using UPI, or we want to participate in Digital India, use digital channels, and we're getting left out of it. Something as basic as doing a bill payment. They don't need to go and stand in line anymore. They can just do it from their phone. It could be a feature phone. It could be a smartphone. So everybody wants to be part of this revolution. And, cooperative banks need to give these facilities to their customers. Otherwise, they will be left behind and, possibly seek other banking channels. Right. As I mentioned earlier, we have the government, which has been phenomenal, and is continuing to do a phenomenal job in encouraging digital transactions, in creating, along with the regulator, the right framework for actually pushing digital transactions in India. The RBI has things like a regulatory sandbox, which allows fintech players to, put in different types of thoughts and ideas. And all of these will eventually culminate in more digital and more seamless ways of transacting within India, right? And this is all part of the government's initiative and thrust, to get us more and more digital, whether it's through UPI or whether it's through CBDC, which is the digital currency. Every single year we see a new initiative from the government, trying to push Digital India. And we can't leave the cooperative banks behind, right? As I mentioned earlier, people are now aware, right? They're aware of what Digital India is, and they are demanding the capability to be able to transact digitally in India. And if, as a cooperative bank, you are unable to provide this, you will lose your customer. Not only will you lose your customer, you're also taking away the capability for your customer to transact and in turn make money for you as a bank. Because if your customer isn't transacting, you're not making any money, right? So you will end up possibly losing customers and damaging your own P&L at the end of the day. Right. As soon as you digitize your bank, there are so many basic things which will improve. You can retain your customers, you can engage with your customers, you can cross-sell them, you can upsell them. Today, if you've got somebody who's just a basic saving banking customer and you're not talking to them or reaching them through any means whatsoever. Once you start to digitize, you're able to reach them through digital means. It could be something as simple as an SMS, something as simple as a WhatsApp campaign. Today, everyone has a very basic phone. A lot of them have smartphones, not just feature phones. It's an aspirational India that we have today. People are buying smartphones. They're available at a very affordable price point. And that's where you can, target your customer and cross-sell and upsell more stuff to them. So Infibeam Avenues is a company which has a number of solutions which we can, help cooperative banks in digitizing their customers. Just a quick slide on who we are. We are India's only listed and profitable fintech. So there are thousands of fintechs out there today. We are the only, and when I say Indian, I mean we are fully Indian in origin. We are headquartered in India. We are funded only by India. There's no foreign PE, VC, nothing. We are as Indian as it gets, right? So we've been here for the last 20 years. We are the pioneers of the payment gateway business within India more than 20 years back when it first started. We are also governed by the RBI. We have multiple RBI licenses, which makes us a great partner to deal with because we are already aware of what the RBI wants. We are already taking care of all the cybersecurity requirements that the RBI needs. And because we work with very large banks, HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, Kotak Bank, RBL, you name it, we work with all these banks. And therefore, we are already in that position of enterprise scalability and security that a cooperative bank will need. We are already there for you. Right, so let's talk about some of the solutions which Infibeam Avenues wants to bring to cooperative banks. It's going to get it right. So I think one of the most interesting things that cooperative banks can start with, there are two parts to it. There is the digital side and there's the physical side. On the digital side, CC Avenue is India's leading payment gateway. We were the first people in the country to start a payment gateway out of a non-bank payment gateway. And today we're one of the largest ones in the country. So that's one of the first steps that you need for a cooperative bank to start engaging digitally with customers. That's through the payment gateway. In addition to that, we also have the offline part, right? Because this is also very important for customers to transact. So we can provide the point of sale machines, we can provide the QR codes, the UPI, and we're already doing this for a number of leading banks already. So we have this entire stack available for the cooperative banks, and we can give you the payment gateway, we can white label the payment gateway for you, it will have the cooperative bank's branding, name, and everything on there, and we take care of the entire back-end process, handling, settlement, reconciliation, everything for you all. So that takes away a huge burden and allows you to go to market much faster. It's the same thing on the point of sale side. We have the point of sale devices, we have the sound boxes, we have the QR codes, everything that you need to do a UPI-based transaction. Everything's already there within the CC Avenue payment gateway. And again, as I said, it's a quick integration that can be done with y'all guys, and we can take care of the entire back-end processing also for y'all. This is one of my favorite parts because this is something that every single person needs today. It's bill payments, right? So bill payments, whether your customer needs to do an electricity bill payment or a government bill payment or top up their mobile phone or pay their water taxes, again, this is all governed under the government's initiative of Bharat Bill Payment System. Infibeam Avenues, again, is a license holder for providing BPPS services from the RBI. We are the only non-bank to have a perpetual license granted to us to provide bill payment services. Today, we already empower more than 13 lakh physical touch points for bill payments. And we also have the digital channels. We also power a lot of digital entities as well. In fact, your Bheem app, if anybody uses the Bheem app, we power the recharges on Bheem, right? So we're the power behind that. So in terms of a quick rollout or a quick win for your customers, bill payments is definitely should be a top priority for you all, because everyone needs to pay a bill. Again, this is something we can onboard for you very quickly. We are, again, also a licensed technical service provider from NPCI to provide bill payments. So you as a bank, we can be as a technical service provider for you. We can run and do the entire back office operations, everything again for you all. The infrastructure can run with us, the infrastructure can run with you. Today we do it for India's second largest private bank. Their entire BBPS infrastructure sits within our data center and we run it for them. So again, running it and white labeling it for a cooperative bank is something that we can do very, very easily. And when we do this, we also take care of enhancements, upgrades. You don't need to invest in any team on your side to actually do this. So we are completely compliant with all mandates that come out from the regulator. Okay, very interesting. Another one of our subsidiaries is called Go Payments, and this is another lovely way for cooperative banks to extend their reach into the whole of India. So Go Payments acts as what we call a business correspondent, where we tie up with various banks and we offer these services of the bank through our Kirana tied-up partners. So we have more than 150,000 Kiranas as on date across India, from tier 1 down to tier 6 cities, right from Northeast India down to South India. And this network is growing all the time. So as a cooperative bank, if you have a limited reach, we can be your partner to take your banking services all across India or to wherever you want them to be taken. And when I mean banking services, for example, we can open bank accounts for you. We can be your sourcing partner. Right? So imagine having 150,000 additional salespeople for you. That's what we bring to the table as part of Go Payments. So we become your mini branch across the country where people can open accounts, they can check their bank balances, passbook updation. We also do micro ATMs, so we can act as a micro ATM for you all. We do Aadhaar-enabled payment services as well. So all of this can be an extension of your existing branch network. We're already doing it for a number of banks. So for you all to get on, again, becomes a very easy opportunity to increase your network and to increase penetration across India. The other interesting thing that we do over here in Go Payments is something called COG cards. And this should be very interesting for cooperative banks also, because you would be dealing with government subsidies. One of the big issues with government subsidies is that when they go into a bank account, they may or may not be used for the correct end purpose. For example, if we're giving a farmer a subsidy for fertilizer and it goes into his or her bank account, whether it gets used for fertilizer or not, we don't know. And therefore that end-to-end traceability does not exist. Now the government has started demanding end-to-end traceability of these funds. So we have created a solution called closed user group cards, which is great for doing subsidy distributions, for example. So if you have any kind of subsidy which needs to be distributed, we issue a card to your customer and we tie up all the vendor outlets where that subsidy is supposed to be used. And that card can only be used at that vendor outlet, which means there is an end-to-end traceability of that particular subsidy. That entire MIS reconciliation and dashboard is available to the bank, and the reporting can be done back to the government saying, you have given me this much money, it has been given to these number of people, they have purchased 1, 2, 3, 4 with it, here's the end-to-end MIS, end-to-end reconciliation. So we've done this again for a number of banks who need to distribute subsidies on behalf of the government, and it's an end-to-end program which we can run on your behalf. The other place where you can use these closed user group cards is to create cashless campuses, cashless hospitals, cashless clubs. These are some of the subsidy distributions and government initiatives that we've been currently running. So in Jharkhand, we issued the subsidy cards for about 30,000 farmers for fertilizer distribution. In Mizoram, again, there was a subsidy for organic growth of crops. That was about 10,000 farmers. In Andhra Pradesh, we have given cards to 25,000 fishermen for them to get their diesel subsidy every month. So there's an end-to-end tracking and traceability, so the government is happy and the bank is happy and the entire system is auditable and every payment is traceable. So this is on the subsidy card part. Now, one of the most interesting and important and vital components of any organization is email, right? Today, a lot of organizations are running on maybe Google Mail or Microsoft Mail or any of these mail platforms. Sorry? Any of these mail platforms. Rediff Mail is a company which is also part of Infibeam Avenues. We have been doing email for 30 years. Again, the advantage is this is a completely Indian-born, bred, headquartered company. There is no foreign investment. This is as Indian as it gets. And again, compliant to all the local laws of ensuring the data is within the country. Data sovereignty is within India. Right? So our entire email systems are hosted within India itself, right? We have a great offering over here, whereas we help you to migrate out of your existing email systems, and the kind of features and functionalities which we give you are what you would get in subscribing to, say, an enterprise or the highest class of any other email provider. We give you everything bundled in a single license at an Indian price, right? And the good part here is it takes care of all your cybersecurity needs. So it has inbuilt phishing controls. It has inbuilt data leakage prevention. So any kind of sensitive data, any kind of PII, personal identifiable information, all of that is tracked at source. There's even a chat client. So today, if you're chatting with your fellow employees on WhatsApp, that data can be leaked. This is a dedicated chat client which is within your organization, so there's no leakage of any kind of data which can happen over here. Again, Rediff Mail has thousands of clients. We have a number of clients already in the cooperative space, as you can see. Okay, we have a number of clients in the financial services. In terms of scale, ICICI Prudential, we have more than 100,000 email IDs with them. Bajaj Alliance, about 60,000. HDFC Life, 35,000. And you can see we are covering not only all financial services, we are even covering a number of government and private organizations, right? We have the Power Corporation over there. We have Punjab State Power. And a very interesting use case, even the Russians trust us. So Nayara Energy is a Russian company. They had a problem with Microsoft email. They came straight to us and they are onboarded with us. So from a Deshi as well as a Videshi perspective, everybody trusts us. We are headquartered in India and we are one of the best email solutions and applications available. So this is one area where I really feel that this is a great starting point for cooperative banks to start modernizing their email and their communication infrastructure, right? Because this is an internal control. And even we have device management. So there's a dedicated client on the mobile app. So that partitions the data within your mobile app. And you can put controls like it can't be forwarded, it can't be screenshot. So from a security perspective, it tick marks all the boxes. So data leakage is completely taken care of within this. Okay, again, as I was saying, lots of companies already with us. Right. And now, getting on to something which is even more interesting and which everyone is talking about, which is artificial intelligence. So we have an artificial intelligence division, and this is something which I believe will enable cooperative banks to scale very, very, very fast. They're fortunate if they're starting their digital journey now, because a lot of banks and financial institutions who've been doing this for 10, 15, 20 years have built these huge teams of people who are looking at NPAs, who are doing manual reconciliation, who are doing outbound call centers. All of these hundreds and thousands of people can now be replaced by AI. So as a cooperative bank, if you're starting your digital journey now, you're in a fantastic space because you don't need to deal with any kind of legacy that a lot of other people have. You can start quickly and you can move very, very fast. So something as simple as an NPA early warning agent. Today, most large banks and financial institutions have armies of people who are analyzing data, looking at loan repayment histories, looking at underwriting criteria, looking at a probability of default. Today, you have an AI agent which sits and actually does the entire end-to-end tracking and analysis of your data. So you can start straight away with something like that. Help desk. Today you need so many people just to man your help desk. As you start digitizing, your customers will come with thousands of questions. How will you scale up? How many people will you put in customer support? With AI and with our AI agent, you don't need to do that. You have this AI agent who's working 24/7, doesn't take a day off, can't become part of a union, right? Doesn't take sick leave, and can speak as many languages as you need, right? So you don't need to have these big, huge call centers. When you start to digitize, you go straight into the multilingual help desk agent. And that agent will actually speak to you or to your customer as if they are a real live person in their language. And that's really useful when you want to scale. Again, as you scale, you'll find that you have to do a lot more of compliance with the RBI and doing that kind of data analysis, creating those kind of reports. You'll require an army of people to sit, to write code, to look at data. With our AI agent, the AI agent can ingest all that data and actually produce the RBI reports in the manner that the RBI wants to see them, in the format that the RBI wants to see them. So again, that's taking away a huge amount of manual work. Same thing, we have something called Pay Central, which basically takes care of your reconciliation. Again, if you're running any kind of system, you could have a two-way reconciliation, a three-way reconciliation, a four-way reconciliation between different source systems. And if you've ever done that, manually it's impossible. You try to do it on an Excel sheet, the VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP breaks. You try to do it within a computer system, you need tons of CPU processing power to even figure out what are the matching fields. With our AI agent, again, the AI agent will go through all the data for you, figure out what are the reconciliation points, and generate automated reconciliation for you. Again, saving you tons of time and tons of people, as well as training. Okay, so that was a very brief, very, very high level talk about the kind of solutions we can provide. If your guys have any questions, as I said, we are Infibeam Avenues. CC Avenue is the payment gateway. Bill Avenue is the Bharat Bill Payment Systems, which allow us to do recharges. Go Payments is where you can look and partner with us for the business correspondence. Rediff is the email system. And Phronetic AI is where we can help you with the automated agentic resources. That's it. And thank you. Any questions? Yes, please go ahead. A completely Indian operating system, are you talking about a phone OS or a computer OS? So to be honest, that's not our core competence. I think there are plenty of Linux-based freeware operating systems out there today, which you can take use of. Even something like Amazon Linux, which I agree with you may not be in an Indian-based system, but it's open source, it's very well maintained, and they allow you to deploy it. Amazon Linux 2023 is a fabulous Linux-based operating system. There are so many out there. There's BSD, there are so many, I can't even remember them. But Red Hat is not open source, but at least it's supported. So in terms of building an operating system, what would be the point? What can we do better as India? When we're building something in India, my desire is that we are building something for India, something for Bharat, something to protect our data, our sovereignty, our IP, right? An operating system, as long as you're not using Microsoft Windows or Mac OS, you're safe. Because if you're using Linux, you have access to the source code. As India, if we see anything that we don't like, we can compile our own version. There are enough experts operating across the world in the security domain who are looking at that code 24/7. We don't have those many people who are doing it freely, right? So I think the whole open source movement is something India should embrace and should support, and government organizations should definitely get onto a lot more open source operating systems. Any other questions? All right. Thank you.
It's okay. Well, thank you so much, Daykin, for such an amazing insights on the topic. Well, this brings us to the closing of day one of the Earth Summit, Gandhinagar edition. Tomorrow, we continue with more engaging dialogues, experience zone, walkthroughs, solution showcases, and focused sector led conversations. We look forward to your participation as we deepen these discussions and work towards turning ideas into action. Thank you once again for being here and contributing to this collective effort. We wish you a wonderful evening and we look forward to seeing you back tomorrow for day two at the Earth Summit. Thank you.